Hi guys, in this video we are going to learn about the promise in JavaScript. So this is an important concept which is used to handle the asynchronous behavior of the JavaScript. So in the previous videos we tried to handle such type of behavior using the setTimeout function, but that is not the relevant way in the JavaScript. So we must use the promise at the time when we have some type of delay in the execution. So here is the definition, like promises are containers for values that are not yet available but may eventually become available. So let's say we are going to fetch some data from server side. So you know that if we have a lot of data, then we might get some delay. So at that moment we need to delay the execution as well until we are getting a specific response. Why? Because you know that on the basis of that data which we will be getting from the server side, maybe we have some dependencies, like we will be using that data in the JavaScript which is in the next line. So at that time we will be using the promise to handle such type of behaviors. All right, so you can see over here, like promise are becoming the standard way to handle asynchronous functions in JavaScript. All right, so here we have a lot of content to explore, like how to create a promise, how to get the result out of the promise, how to chain promises together, how to handle multiple promises at the same time. So let's start with the creation of the promise. So we have the way like promise, variable promise, then we have new, then we have promise. We are using here the constructor. Inside of it we are going to use a callback function. So you know that we can also use this type of callback function as well. And inside of this callback function we always have two parameters, which are resolve and reject. All right, so here we will be using some code. All right, so first of all you need to see its syntax, like we are creating a variable and then we have a constructor. Inside of it we are going to pass a callback function, which can be an arrow function or maybe an anonymous function. So currently we are using anonymous function. Then we have two parameters like resolve and reject. So let's see the code. So for example, I am gonna create a variable here like status equals to true. So if I am getting status, all right, then I will be using here resolve like success, else reject. Inside of it I'm gonna write here failed. So what does it mean? It means that, for example, we had some lines of code over here and we were expecting some result. So if we are getting something successful, so we will be resolving the promise over here. So at the end, for example, we have executed this statement, so after onwards no execution would be done inside of this promise. All right, so this would be the last statement for the promise, and that is just going to help us to notify us that this promise has been resolved. I mean, everything inside of it which we were expecting is available now. All right, and in the reject statement, this is just helping us to know that we somehow got an error. We couldn't able to fetch any specific data or expected result using the lines of code which were above this. So unfortunately we are gonna reject the promise. All right, so these are the two things that we have to know about regarding the promise, that if we are successfully getting the expected result, then that means we are able to resolve the promise, otherwise reject. So let me show you here if description here, like what is new promise here, which we written here. So the new promise constructor is called to create a new promise. The constructor takes in a callback function with the arguments resolve and reject, and you can see this is the syntax. All right, then we have the resolve function. So what it is actually, the resolve function is used to change the status of the promise from pending to fulfilled. So I already told you that if somehow we are doing some execution, so this will definitely wait until we are getting a successful result. So in the same way, here we have, for example, we were fetching the data. So you can see that there will be the pending status. Pending means we are not getting the output up till now, but once we are getting the output, then that would be fulfilled. So the value that is passed inside a resolve function becomes the fulfillment value of the promise. So whatever the value we are passing over here in the resolve, so that means we are just showing that we successfully got what we were expecting. So once the resolve function is called, future resolve and reject calls no longer have any effect. I already told you that this would be the last statement of the promise. Notice how the resolve method is used to set the fulfillment value of the promise. So we had already seen this syntax. Then we have the reject. So the reject function is used to change the status of the promise from pending to reject. So for example, we were expecting some output from the some records or maybe data from the database. So somehow we couldn't able to got the expected result. So at that time, the pending status would go towards the reject. So the value that is passed inside the reject function becomes the rejection value of the promise. So we will be notified by this message that we unfortunately get failed for the execution of what we were expecting so far. So once the reject function is called, future resolve and reject calls no longer have any effect. So of course this would be also the last statement of this promise. So after onwards, we cannot execute any type of statements in this else part specifically, or maybe in this if part. So here we have actually the syntax here. So let me show you a small console here. So you can see that promise is not defined. So that means, oh sorry. Yeah. So you can see that we have just called this promise, and you can see that here we got the promise resolved success. Resolved success. So promise get resolved. Why? Because we had the status true. So that's why the resolve function get called and our promise get resolved. So that means whatever we were expecting, we got the successful result. So first say example, I am gonna write here the false and gonna refresh this again. You can see that promise rejected and we are getting the value false. So if you will see inside of it, you will be getting everything, like whatever would be the messages and all, those would be over here. Promise value is this one, promise status is this one. So promise status get rejected and value would be failed. Whatever we will be passing over here, that would be considered as the promise value, and the status would be rejected, means we have called the reject function. So that means we unfortunately got the expected result, and unfortunately not got the expected result. All right. So this is the way to use the promise. So actually this was the example for the creating the promise and see that how the promise is getting resolved and rejected. So in the coming video, I will be showing you that how we can use the then and catch function, then and catch to handle the promise. I mean, those would be really an important aspects where we actually use the promise to do the handling. All right. So currently we have just called this, but how we will actually be using in our projects, so that I will be explaining in the next video. So keep watching the video. So if you haven't understood the things which I have explained in this video, please repeat the video once again so that you could get the clarity that how it is going on. And if still not getting any benefit of it, then please ask me the question. I will definitely try my best to give you the reply as soon as possible. All right, so thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe and like this video, and let's see the next concept in the next video. So see you in the next video.